What's up, you guys? My name is Musa. This is our guest today.
My name's Quinn. How you guys doing today?
This is Quinn, and yeah, me and Quinn met on TikTok. I was going live, and he went live, and we just started battling, and it's kind of weird. We just kind of linked up. So yeah, let's just get into it, man. So we talked for a little bit, and you're into forex right now. No, you said you trade stocks and commodities.
That's the main thing.
That's the main thing. And we talked a little bit about, you transitioning from a normal 9 to 5 into stocks and everything like that, and detaching your time from your income. What is that like for you nowadays, looking back at it?
When I first came into the industry, my perception of money was definitely not what it is now.
Mm.
Obviously, working a 9 to 5, you're trading your time for a dollar amount, and then it kind of came to a realization of, okay, I put this 1 hour in, and somebody comes and hands me $20, and at that time, that was double what I was making. So then it just came to the point where I'm sitting down in a trade, and within that hour, I'm already up $200. So just within that transition of understanding of how I can make money within that time was really just amazing.
Like, all right, so you just kind of like blew my mind, right? Like, before, you used to work, and you would have to work really hard to make. You told me it was $80 a week.
That was the first job I had here.
Like, that was work, man. You're putting in hours, $80 a week, and then you just boom, 200 on a trade. Like, what does that do for money in your mind? Like, how do you start looking at money now?
At that point, money became just like Monopoly. If you were playing a game, me living around Atlantic City for most of my life.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so tell us where you grew up real quick. We
Gotcha.
didn't even get into that.
So grew up in South Jersey. I'm 24 years old right now. Tried college, didn't really work out. I was trading as I was in college.
What were you studying?
I was studying at the time, it was business, finance, and then I was trying to do like microeconomics, but that really wasn't a thing.
So you're trying to get a little background. Nice. All right.
Exactly. So just those 3 subjects definitely help the industry that I'm in right now. But making that transition from college to the industry as far as trading and investing, it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
That's beautiful, man. So, I dropped out. I went and got my GED, like I said earlier when we were talking. But, I don't know, man. I guess school was just never really it was never really an answer for me. I always looked at it kind of like something that would slow me down, only because I never found the answers that I was looking for in school. I asked a lot of questions, and I was always the type that needed to understand why things worked the way they did. And that's how I learned things, right? It's like, once I understand how it works, I can now replicate it in my head and bring it out into the real world. So I feel like school just did a bad idea of explaining how things in the real world worked. It was like the stuff I learned in school was only good in school. And
That's
it was
true.
like, it's great, you'll learn how to develop your brain, you'll learn how to communicate with other people and everything. But I guess what I was looking for, though, I wasn't even going to find at a normal job or anything like that. I just needed a real taste of like life. You know what I mean? To get my butt whipped and to just feel like a man. You know what I mean? Get thrown out there, dude, and just get tumbled.
That's fact.
So, what was your turnaround? What was your tumble?
I was living with my mom, and I didn't have a job at the time, and I wasn't doing literally anything. And I got friends, they got jobs, and money's cool and stuff, but you take a self-reflection and you're like, okay, like, what is my future going to be? And the state that I'm in right now, the things that I'm doing right now, to explain what they were, just lack of discipline, lack of time management, lack of even just understanding of what I was doing, and then retracting from that and digging deeper, not only in just to what I was doing, but myself as well.
That's nice, man. Being able to be like self-accountable and honest with yourself, I feel like, and we spoke about this a little bit, like, lying to yourself and undermining your full potential, you're robbing from yourself, and that's what I was telling Quinn earlier, is like, I didn't want to be the reason why I don't succeed in life. Let it be because I'm trying to learn. Let it be because I'm making too many mistakes. Let it be because I'm in a bad environment, but not because I didn't try or put in the time and effort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I'd ask you, for anybody who doesn't know how to make that start into transitioning into, would you say you're passionate about what you do?
Oh, most definitely.
So to be passionate about what they do, and to actually, and it's not just about passion, you don't need just passion to work, but like, you can't hate what you do either.
No.
You know what I mean? So to be able to make that transition, like, all right, I want to find something I can enjoy and really put all my time and effort into. I'm going to be bad at it in the beginning, but I'm going to get good. How do you transition to that, man? Because I feel like I had a hard time doing it. How was it for you before you answer how other people can do it? Was it easier for you? I mean, I don't know.
I'm glad you finished it off with that question, because I would say it's different on how everybody transitions. But for me personally, I'm not gonna lie. When I first came into investing, I kind of had like an arrogant like mindset. I thought I was gonna be the best trader ever. Yo, like no lie, I thought I was gonna be like the next millionaire within like the next 2 months.
Was it like easy for you? Like it just made sense, right? You were just like, all right, put money in, get money out.
Yo, when I first like thought about it, that's really what everybody thinks, right?
Yeah, bro.
You take some money out of your pocket, you throw it in. Yo, let me get that back. So when I came to the realization of that, I'm like, all right, no, but the transition is going to be different for everybody. For me personally, after stepping out of that arrogant phase, and I didn't step out of that phase until I failed. I want to say at least countless times. It doesn't even matter how many times I failed, rather than how fast it clicked for me of that I was actually failing. Because the arrogant of, we were just having this conversation of, it's not my fault, or blaming the markets rather than myself and my mistakes. That's going to be my biggest transition as far as understanding what I was doing, like I was mentioning earlier.
I feel like the reason I wasn't succeeding for a long time was that self accountability, man. It's like what you just said, was blaming other people, man. I feel like when people take an entrepreneurial route, their families don't really know how to react. If it's a traditional family of like, okay, go to school, graduate college, get a job, get a mortgage, and that's about it. So, when they hear, okay, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to work on a laptop from home, and I'm going to make money off of a screen. This is what they're hearing, right?
Yeah, they
Like
thought I was crazy. They still think I'm crazy, but they invested in.
What do you do with that? Like, how do you just deal with that? Like,
You take it and you run with it. It's either, you take that and you let it affect your everyday decisions and you let it crumble you, or you look at it and be like, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I actually had a graduation party that my mom threw for me, and I don't remember the entire speech, but I do remember at the end of it, I just told everybody, like, listen, if you believe in me and if you trust me, just watch. It's not gonna happen, tomorrow, next day, but this is the process.
Yeah, man. You gotta have trust in the process, man. Trust in the process.
Have trust in a lot before you have trust in the process.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting nowadays. I feel like there's so many niches people can get into, and there's so many avenues you can go down. But it really just takes, I feel like, discipline and patience to be the discipline to be consistent with it, and the patience for you to be bad at it in the beginning to then get good. Because without the courage to start something, then I guess you can never find out why you're bad at it, and you can never address those problems and fix them. Right. And that's like the idea of, I'm too scared to start, so it's better if I just don't. And it's like, all right, well, you could stay there.
Exactly. A lot of people don't start, like you said, exactly because of the fear. And I've also come into the question of people that they don't start because they just simply don't know. And a lot of people, just like in classrooms, where they're too scared to ask that question. That's why we have platforms that are free, where you don't even have to necessarily interact every single day, but you could just sit in the back and see what the conversation is about and what the vocabulary that we talk about on a day-to-day basis is.
Yeah, man, that's I feel like that's a key part nowadays. Is like communicating and understanding what you want, like out of people. Me and my boy, and that kind of sounds crazy, what you want out of people, but me and my boy talk about this all the time. Like, a useful man is a wanted man. Like, a lazy bum who does nothing, like, cool, he might have friends and family, but like, if you're not useful, you're not useful. You know what I mean? And so I feel like as a man in a man's world, you have to be useful, and people will appreciate that usefulness. And it's not like people will just like you for what you do, but it's like, that's how the world works. We need things to get done, and we need people who know how to do things, man. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like, it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, it depends on what you want out of life. So I guess everyone's outlook is different. But what would you tell somebody if they wanted to first get into stocks and they've never had any experience before? I know me and you talked about this a little bit before. You said that I have a little bit of a background in this. So have you ever done this with anyone before? Like, tried to train anyone in stocks?
Oh, most definitely. So that's what we have right now. I offer mentorship. So people who literally don't even know what the stock is, all the way up to the point where they can be consistently profitable without me being, by their side.
Nice. How many members do you have right now?
So right now we have a little under 180.
Wow.
Trying to get to 200 by the end of this year, but we'll see how things go, inshallah.
Inshallah, my brother. MashaAllah. That's quite the feat right there. What's it like building up a community like that? That's so awesome to me, man. Congratulations,
I
brother. That's
appreciate it,
that's
bro.
that's what's up. I'm currently working on like social media and trying to put a few things together here and there, and I feel like building a community and a family and having people that really believe in what you do and actually trusting the process with you and them benefiting off of it too is it's just honestly beautiful to me. So building that, what does that feel like?
I definitely take a lot more gratitude to it now because the people have shown how it's changed their lives. When I first started, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of got tired of it because it was so many people that needed help. But then my perspective changed because I was once in those shoes. And once my perspective changed, honestly, that's when things just went a lot better for me because it not only allowed me to build a connection between my members and I, but it allowed me to understand different perspectives on the market as well. So I'm coming from my perspective, but somebody else may be coming from another one. And it allows me to still be a student within the game. And now having, well over 50 students that are consistently profitable just on their own and knowing that they learned from me, knowing that I taught myself, from other mentors as well. I mean, that's the best thing feeling whenever I come into the community.
That's beautiful, man. That's honestly beautiful. You said keep learning. How long have you been doing this? 7 years? 6 years?
A little under 7 years.
A little over 7 years, and you're still learning every day.
Always.
Yeah, yeah. It's honestly beautiful to me, man. When you find something you actually care about in life and you put time into it, it's like it just gets better and better every single day because you keep learning. You keep learning. I feel like once you hit a certain point in life where you're not ignorant anymore, you're not lazy, and you genuinely just want to improve. That's your goal. You just want to get better than yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like life starts opening up to you in different ways. You know
Nah,
what I
you're
mean?
absolutely right.
Yeah, man. It's been an interesting journey, brother. But what's life like now? Forget all the other stuff. It's great. It happened. Like now, what's it like?
Life is amazing. Honestly, I just got back from Mexico. Took a little week trip out there with the family. Really allowing myself to enjoy what I like and understand what I do. Time is really just, I don't want to say free because time is never free.
No.
However, time is a lot more available and I understand it and get to love a lot more of things that I do.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I feel like that's really what freedom is. Or as
Yeah.
close as you can get to it is just being able to spend your time where you want to.
Most definitely.
Do you still work when you go like on vacation and stuff?
I try not to because
Yeah.
my loved one right here, she, try to take my stuff whenever I go. But it's a habit. We were just talking about this when you go into monk mode and you really just zone in. You try to stay off your phone as much as you can, but you check it every once in a
just
while.
call
Like,
it.
yeah, you just see how the
Buddy, call
community's doing. Like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, me and my boy talk about this a lot. Well, at least I did. I had a point in my life where I was trying to separate work from life, and it's like, yeah, work-life balance, but it's like, why are you denying work while it's part of life? Like
Exactly.
you're living and you're working.
You have to
Why
work.
are you put them together?
You have to work.
So, and I learned this from the company that I used to work at before, man. It's like work should be your life. Find something you enjoy doing and become passionate about it. For me, I'm just going down different things every now and then, and I'm finding more and more things I'm passionate about every now and then. And it's just like there's so much you can do, man. I heard I think it was Andrew Tate. He said this. It's like if you're always just moving, you're building momentum and just doing things. Like if you're going out, building a new business, meeting a new friend, having a new car, whatever the case is, it's like how can you get bored? How can you get sad if you're always moving? If you're always moving, you can't.
Idle hands are the hands of the devil.
Ooh,
Never stop.
I like that one.
You never heard that before?
No, I've never heard that one. I like that one. Give the people some advice. They're at home, the regular person, sitting there, coming and going from school, thinking about a better life for themselves. Where do you start, man? Where do you start?
Start today.
Oh,
Start now. Fail. That's the only way you're gonna grow. In all honesty, if you don't have somebody that's gonna give you the platform, like what we're building now, fail your way to the top. If, like I said, if you have an elevator, get in it, take it. But once you get to the top, a lot of people will say that the top is lonely, but a lot of people also won't realize that you don't have to be lonely at the top. People will get to the elevator at the top and then just leave it there, won't send nothing back down. So obviously it's going to be lonely. But if you take that time to take initiative and, like I was saying earlier, just fail now and continue to grow. Like you were saying, you being idle is only going to keep you idle, but you being in motion, it's God's nature.
Can't, it's like a bag of rocks, right? You just be slowing yourself down, constantly caught up in the past, constantly worrying about what could happen and like just not doing things. It's like if you're just always moving forward, you're taking what the world is giving you and you're constantly adapting and just always like, all right, this is what the world's given me, here's the answer. And it's like
Exactly.
if you just stay one step ahead at all times, it's either the world breaks or you break. So you stay one step ahead and you won't fail. You just can't fail. You
That's
can't.
just the start, though. Staying one step ahead, because I feel like, in a sense, that a lot of people refer to life as chess,
Yeah.
and playing checkers is playing one step ahead. But when you play chess, you got to think 5 steps ahead, and that's where a lot of people don't know how to do. And if you don't know how to do it, get next to somebody who does.
Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. Your influence in your friend group, right? What was that like for you growing up? How are your friends nowadays?
Shout out to my boys.
Shout out.
It's still the same. I play basketball. A lot of my friends I met through sports, so those are the friends that I still have now. Most of my friends trade,
Yeah, you got them onto it.
most
Oh
definitely.
my guy.
Now, I'm not going to say that I have a lot of friends.
Mhm.
I have a small amount of friends that I necessarily call family now. So my family, they understand what's going on. They understand how we operate. They've understood what I was trying to explain to them. And I just appreciate them and thank you, or want to show them grace for even listening to that. Because there's so many people that were close to me that, whatever the case was, they didn't want to listen.
That,
And that's cool.
does that not hurt you, man?
It used to.
Yeah, but it doesn't now, right?
You eat it in the run. And right now it's gasoline in the tank.
You can't get hurt over someone who doesn't want to help themselves, right?
Nah.
Yeah. I feel like, bro, it's hard nowadays too, because if you want to be great and you're in the wrong friend group, you know, there's this like the little tale, right? This father gives his daughter like an antique car or whatever the case is, and she takes it to all these different places. She takes it to like this one luxury car club. They say car is a piece of junk, get rid of it, it's worth nothing. She goes to another place, they're like, oh, we'll give you 10 grand for it, whatever. She goes to another place, they're like, it's 30 grand. She goes to a classic, it's like the most valued thing there, right? So it's like sometimes you're not in the right place and it's just you need to shift around a little. And growing up for me, it was like I had people, man, but it's not the people I wanted, dude.
No.
You know, and it's like it got to a point in my life where I would rather be alone than be with people who were, I wouldn't say dragging me down, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own actions. But man, influence has got a friggin' grasp on people.
Most definitely.
So I needed a way out, bro, and I feel like it started with at least building better habits. You know, it didn't start with building a business idea or anything like that, but just better friends, better routine. You know, cut out old habits. You know, just stuff like that to be able to open up the mind to a new kind of lifestyle.
Change your environment.
Yeah.
And that's honestly was, in a sense, if we're going to call it, the greener grass on the other side. Growing up in South Jersey and then making my transition to North Jersey, seeing how the hustle was different and seeing how people didn't wait for the opportunity rather than go take it, you hit that right on the nail. Like, you got to necessarily just go grab it.
Life is getting fun, honestly. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, it's like you can sit around all day and you can enjoy, you can chill, you can this, you can that, but it's like you're only here for so long. Wouldn't you rather do something great? Wouldn't you rather, you know, when you're gonna go look and say, oh, I did something, like, you know? I guess to each his own, though. You can't really like say things about a lot of people nowadays, man. There's a lot of people like they're content with what they want, bro. You know,
That's facts.
as long as you don't lie to yourself at the end of the day, I feel like you're fine. You know what I mean? But if you tell yourself you want to be a millionaire, hold on. We got a big cooker in the area. Nah, it's clean, yo. That's a clean. I really don't like Civics. I really don't, because I just don't. But this one's clean, you know.
That speaker bumping right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I feel like people are just content with themselves at the end of the day, man. So long as you don't lie to yourself, you know, like if you say like, I want a Lambo, I want this, I want that, but
All right, so would you say this though? When you see those people that are content, does it not give you a push to be different?
of course, of course. Honestly, for me, man, all I need to know is that it's possible. So long as I can see something is possible and see someone else has done it, no one else's opinion matters. Like, why would it matter? I just saw somebody else do it. He's not special. He's a human too. I can do the same thing he just did.
Most definitely.
But I just need to know something is possible, and I'll go for it.
Now, what if you haven't seen it? Would you still go for it?
I'm building what I haven't seen right now, and I don't even know how to go about it. So it's just like with something I haven't seen before. It's just I believe in it. I see it in here, and it's like I gotta try it. I have to try it because whatever I end up with will be better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because even if I fail and even if I this, at least I have a story to tell. At least I lived. At least I did something. At least I learned. At least I failed. But if I never started and I never, I got too scared because I didn't think it was possible, or people just told me, you're crazy. That's never gonna work. Again, then I become my own enemy, right? I'm letting myself stop my potential. So I don't want that to be the reason I don't succeed. And so if it's not possible, I mean, is anything really impossible? I mean, is anything really impossible? I feel like I've always been thinking about this. Nothing is impossible. People are just too lazy to figure it out.
That's fact.
That's it.
Let me ask you this. What do you believe or think your personal challenges are going to be stepping into trading or investing?
With me, honestly, bro, I take risk. I take risk. So I'm getting better with patience in life, right? This has always been a problem of mine. My dad's really good with patience. Did not get passed down to me. So I've been working on it. And it's like, I try to identify a little bit of a trend in a market. I don't really trade stocks. I try to stick with crypto just because it's like more volatility and moves a little quicker and it's cool, But I'll notice a little trend and I'll try to get in when I see it dip, and I'll sell when it goes up. But the thing with that, bro, is it's like I have no indicators. I don't really have any tools to use, so I'm just going based off of like luck and educated guesses.
You gambling?
I'm gambling, bro. I'm literally gambling. So it has its pros. It's definitely got its cons. If you didn't read the last article of the owner of Shiba Inu, like if that had a bad image to it and it was just somebody the world just didn't like, boom, it's crashing. You didn't read about that. It's like, all right, cool. Say goodbye to all your money.
That is fact.
So I think my biggest problem would probably be like just mitigating risk, man, overall. Like and definitely research into the stock, dude. Sometimes I just jump in. I really do jump in, bro.
Now, what do you think about the psychological part about it?
Like the greed and everything.
Whatever you may think psychological parts come with trading.
Psychologically, I guess it would just be being impatient, man. Being impatient. Yeah, I suck with patience too. It'd be like I just want the trade to hit, and maybe I see a little spike and I get excited, bro, and I'll sell, bro. I've been getting better at that though. Like I'll see it climb and I'm like, nah, hold on, don't take profit just yet. And it'll dip, bro, and my heart's like, yo, what's going on? And I'll go back up. But I did read one thing one time. It said nothing new happens under the sun in the stock market. Is that true?
That's exactly true.
Everything's happened before.
Everything has happened before.
Interesting.
When people talk about this GameStop and AMC spikes, it's happened before.
Yeah. I don't know about many other ones. I just know about the AMC. Did you ever see the movie?
What?
Of the stocks and everything?
Yeah, I saw it. It was pretty cool. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, bro. That one was...
I would say my favorite investing movie is The Big Short. You ever seen that?
Big Short? No.
Go watch it. Go home and watch The Big Short.
I'm gonna watch it.
You'll understand. It gives you understanding not only on stocks, but just investing in general. You understand natural waves in the world. Everything moves up and down. Everything has to come down. Whatever goes down has to come back up. It's really just the natural movement of the market. And The Big Short explains that in such a great way that it kind of opened my perspective, not like I said, not only in stocks, but real estate and so many other financial markets.
What's up, man? Real estate too. Whoa. Hold on. Now you're getting into real estate. When did this happen?
Not necessarily getting into real estate just yet. Just still obviously got to build capital for that. But just having a knowledge, like you said, before you go into anything, you want to have a background knowledge and have your product knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, like let's get into some funny stuff. I know people want to hear about this. So what's the biggest loss you've ever taken?
Biggest loss I've ever taken was just under like 5,000.
Just under 5K. That's not. Well, hold on. Before I say that's not too bad, how much more did you have other than that 5,000?
That 5,000 at the time,
Yeah.
it was my whole entire account. But if we're calculating like right now a $5,000 loss on an account, it's right now we play with.
Dude.
You ever heard of leveraged accounts?
Is that like an account where it's like you get access to potentially $1 million if you stay within the range of
exactly whatever the number you want to be. So when you work with those accounts, $5,000 isn't a lot. But when it was on my personal, it was. I want to say at least like 94%.
Dude, how much more does it hurt? Like, because like, all right, when you have like a 40 grand, you lose 5K. It's like, all right, I got 35K. But when you have 5 grand, you lose 5 grand, bro, and you stay in the same like thing.
You
bro.
ask God that if it goes up, you'll never do it again, and then you start to make those stupid moves. You get on your knees, you're like, God, can you please come down right now? You ask, you lose everything.
That's funny to me, man. That's funny to me. That's crazy. Yo, speaking of God, you're a Muslim, man.
Yes.
And you were born in a Christian household.
Correct.
How did that happen?
Honestly, one of my best friends. Shout out to Lecraig.
Shout out, my brother.
He was born and raised Muslim, and
Assalamu alaikum.
So I like that engine.
That's a nice voice right there.
Like that.
Nice body.
So he was born and raised Muslim, and just being around him, I saw his energy and his forgiveness for the world, and I needed more of that. So just doing my own research into it, I actually converted it's almost been a year. I'm actually going to be in August.
Congratulations.
Thank you, boss.
MashaAllah. That's well said, man. Beautiful, beautiful. How do you feel, man?
Honestly, it's probably one of the best things that I've ever made a decision to do.
Alhamdulillah.
Just as far as the outlook on myself, not necessarily blaming the world anymore, but putting the blame on myself and having that ability to grow.
Would you say Islam kind of helped you with responsibility in life, kind of?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
When I was Christian, like I said, put the blame on everybody else. Oh, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. But being Muslim turns the blame to yourself and makes you understand what your own actions are doing, not only on a day-to-day basis, but every single second.
Yeah.
So even within the financial markets, there's some things that I will not invest in because it has to do with some things.
Oh, yeah, you trade halal. Yeah?
Most.
Oh, wow. That's
one of my favorite things to trade is just gold.
Nice. I think I liked your energy because it was like a man who was willing to take a duel with the truth. You know what I mean? Like being born in a Christian household and switching over to Islam, it's like you're going from here to there, bro. Like, you know, there's no correlation. Like, there shouldn't be any, like, it doesn't make sense. And for you to do it on your own and have your boy introduce you to it and you wanting a better life and introducing the Islamic law into your trading and introducing it into your lifestyle, I love hearing it. It's beautiful to me. It's just we love hearing accords that are straight pipe.
That muffler, right?
Yeah, man.
Golly.
Shout out you civic people. Shout out you civic people. Oh my God. Yeah, man. It's beautiful to me to know that there's hope. You know, because when I hear people's story like yours, it shows me that you can make mistakes. You know, you can mess up, but the responsibility is in knowing you messed up and being accountable for it and wanting to do better. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I like your energy, bro. I really do, you know? So I see a man who's willing to face honesty and truth.
Appreciate that, boss. Likewise, seriously. I think that's why we had that first connection on TikTok. And before I even knew that you were Muslim, just like the energy that you were giving off, willing to have an honest conversation and put your faults up front and say, hey, this is just an open book. I
mean, I just feel like if a man isn't willing to judge himself and be honest with himself, how is he gonna get anything from life? Because if you can't be, bro, wow, yo, you know what? We're hating, but I bet you he's the happiest man in the world.
He's chilling.
He's got the biggest
sun
smile.
Sun is rocking right now. I'll be chilling too, full throttle, no break.
You can't even be upset in life. Look at this. We got gorgeous weather. Life is great.
We're sitting in front of New York.
Yeah, man.
Not even people travel the world to see this. I'm just acting like this is another day.
You travel? You said you went to Mexico. Where else you been?
I actually spent a lot of time just traveling and eating. This lovely lady right here.
That's
found out that traveling really. Remember we were talking about get outside of your environment.
Yeah. Try new things.
It became a big thing because growing up, not only just in the Christian community, but not seeing a lot of people do what we're in the industry of doing now, you don't really have much influence or motivation. So traveling to these other places where you not even necessarily seeing the cars, or it's mainly just about being or having the freedom to get up and go wherever you want and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, man. I see. That's the biggest thing with the job that I work nowadays. It's like I love what the industry that I'm in, the roofing. It's because it's like I have a boss, but not really. You know what I mean? Like we all look up to the man. He's running the company, and shout out Edwin, shout out Estate Roofing.
Shout out, boss.
But it's like he doesn't call me. He's like, "Yo, go to work." You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like it's just expected. Yo, get up and go get your money. I'm a
Yeah.
1099, so it's like having the ability to be self-accountable, bro, is so beautiful because it's what me and my boy usually says this. It's like you either think for yourself or you will be thought for. And it's
I
like,
like that.
why can't you get up on your own in the morning? You need to have a boss tell you to come in at 8 a.m. And if that's what you need, then like my friend used to always say,
Some people need that though.
Yeah,
Not
they
everybody's
do.
necessarily in the mindset of the position to, go out and make controls. And honestly, thank God, because some of these people do not need control or even to have the authority to make decisions. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, man. Yeah, some people, if they got power, bro, it'd be bad. It'd be very bad. What do you think about that? Like power, money, and everything. Like, if somebody who's not ready for it just gets it, you think they're gonna be better off or worse? Like if somebody just comes across a sum of money, they won the lottery or something, you think they're gonna hold that?
Never. Come on, we see it right now. It's literally
Right.
statistical.
You need to suffer. You need to feel pain. I feel like to be able to understand how to be appreciative for things.
Suffering, yeah, because Allah says we have to, and it's like we said, talked about earlier. It's about failure. Nobody who hasn't failed yet, once they get that, and I'm gonna be honest, I can testify to that. I didn't take a massive failure before I came up a small lump sum, $5,000, $4,000 within my first 2 years of trading, and lost it all.
Yeah. How was the momentum for you? Was it like first year nothing, second year a little, third year this, and then like fourth, fifth, and sixth, seventh was everything?
So I really wasn't even working with a lot of capital within my first 2 years. I started, like I said, when I was 18. As soon as I turned 18, I opened up a Robinhood account.
Nice.
First year made, I want to say like $400. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Second year, I did a little bit better, made 1,000. And then I took that money out a little bit and I hired a mentor. And then that mentor helped me out. I scaled my account from 1,000 to 4,000. Got big headed. Left the mentor. Oh yeah, I got this. 2 months on everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Sick. So how'd you get back up from that? Would you just start rebuilding?
Oh, you better go get a 9 to 5. You better go get a 9 to 5.
You're gonna need resources.
Most definitely. But that doesn't mean quit trading. I honestly haven't met one trader that hasn't gone through that, wiped their account several times. So it gets to a point where you build your risk management, you build your discipline, and you build the funds or the capital back up to scaling up. And I believe one of my biggest earliest months, it was like a $20,000 month. And I believe I only had like $1,200 in the account. And I was also
started with 12.
Started with 1,200.
Nice.
If I can, I want to like clip that right here. But it was just a matter of scaling the account, understanding what I was doing wrong, and like you mentioned earlier, taking accountability in the action.
Yeah, man. Without accountability, I really don't see how you can get far, dude. It's hard. But what would you say is like every newbie's downfall coming into trading? Is it the ignorance? Is it the risk management, or is it the greed?
I would say all three.
All three.
I would say all
three. The whole story.
The risk management, because if you, I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you don't have all three under control, one of them is gonna hold you back. That's the only way that you can honestly build a ship that's gonna float.
Yeah. You need a lot of stability when trading. I feel like it's a risky thing you do too. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing with a market that has influence in it. It's not like a set market. People can. Dude, this guy.
He was doing donuts around this thing, like,
bro.
I thought we was at a car show.
But honestly, I don't even. It's lit, man. It's lit. This is life.
Everybody's having a good day.
You work with what you have. We talked about, what not to do and how arrogance and greed and this can get you messed up coming in. So what would be the better way to go into trading? If you could go back knowing what you know now, how would you start it rather than just dumping and trying to go with luck?
Gotcha. So before I even invested a single dollar, I would find somebody who can teach me what to do within the markets. like I said, that's the platform that we're building now. If I had somebody like myself that was, I don't want to say spoon feeding you, but holding your hand until you can take the training wheels off and understand what to do in yourself.
Sometimes you need a door opened, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Understanding this market is, like I said, you're going to fail. That's without a doubt. But if you can have somebody that's been through the failure to kind of push the guidelines through for you, and then that way you can ease your path, because it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be easier. Invest in that mentor, invest into that whatever service that they have, because you investing that $500 would have cost you the education into the market and you just lost it. You're going to gain everything.
You would think it's common sense, right? To learn something.
Common sense isn't even common anymore.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's the sad part.
I guess, man. Just to sum everything up and kind of, put the cherry on the top. What do you say you've learned from the market, from trading, that you can apply into life? What's the takeaway that you have been able to apply in the real world?
If I could give 3 main things, one is to be trust and aligned whatever you do. Whether it be in your plan, whether it be in everyday decision, literally every single decision. 2, don't invest all your eggs into one basket. Diversify what you have going on. God forbid one thing crashes, you don't want yourself wiping out. And then 3, managing my risk. Like you said earlier, taking risk is what we love to do.
Yeah.
But if it's not calculated, it becomes a part of gambling. And that's what we don't do. We don't do gambling. We got to take these calculated risks. That way it becomes risk management and we can elevate.
Yeah, I mean, there's no I mean. You shouldn't gamble. It's not enough said on that one. I got no point for that one. Yeah, man, I really like, just being able to step away from the burdens of life when you can finally build a craft that can generate you some form of income. When you have some form of income, I feel like you get to focus on the things that matter, right? We always talk, and I feel like what people mostly say is you're stuck in survival, right?
Yeah.
When you don't have money and everything, it's like you can't think. You literally cannot think of a way out because you're getting hit from every direction. You're too busy blocking. You can't build a plan and get out. So it's like I feel like you have to build enough where you can rely on it, and then you must cut the rope. Like in Batman, you remember when he took the rope off and jumped out of the prison?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You never saw that.
I've never seen
There's
that.
a scene where he gets thrown into a prison, and there was a child that was in that prison, and the child was the only person to ever escape. It's a prison with an opening to it, and you can climb out, and you got to jump on all these like ledges and stuff, and there's one big jump that you have to take. So they put a rope on you if you fall, so that you don't die. And so the child didn't have a rope, and he jumped. And the philosophy behind it was Batman in the movie, he couldn't make the jump because the rope was like, in case I fail. If you believe in something, you must commit to it. There is no if, and that's the I cut the rope. It's just like that's it. I have to do it. And yeah, I feel like if you don't cut the rope, you're never going to actually take that risk to finally make it a reality. You know what I mean? Because having that rope or having that consistency, it's like it's hard to get out, man. And that's why you need that build up, and then snip the rope and you just go full force with it. And that's your only way out, man. I feel like just running in one direction as fast as you can.
That rope is gonna be what's tied to your past. And you can't ever continue into the future if you're still holding on.
Most definitely. Yeah, well said. Well said. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to look at it, isn't it? That rope is your past, right? Shouldn't let the past come into the future.
Hold you back.
Most definitely. Big bag of rocks. I don't want to bore you guys too much in one episode. Tell me guys what you really liked. Tell me guys what you hated. Tell me if you guys are Honda fans, whatever the case is. If you guys are interested in his course, Quinn, I will link it in the description, and I will do a little thing right here on the screen for you. If you guys have any questions, you can reach me on social media. Quinn, do you want to say your Instagram? I'll plug it into.
Most definitely. If you guys have any questions about trading, if you guys have any questions about investing, even if you're not ready to get started, or if you are ready to get started, on Instagram and TikTok, it'll be at snype.fx, snipefx. Very clear. I'm on there every single day. Shoot me a DM. I'll try my best to respond. And once again, if you have any questions, I'm an open book.
Quinn, thank you very much, my brother. This was a pleasure.
Most definitely.
You guys,
boss.
thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
I like